We all remember that moment in Boruto's manga where Mitsuki revealed that he heard from Orochimaru that the Byakugo seal of Tsunade and Sakura is actually something that goes back to the era of the Sage of Six Paths, and we remember that casual line dropped in Boruto's anime during the Mitsuki desertion arc where Naruto revealed that part of the reason why he was giving Orochimaru such a long leash is because of the research that he's doing into the Otsutsuki clan, which didn't sit well with Tsunade and the other elders when they learned the truth. However, given everything that we've been seeing dealing with the Otsutsuki clan, it makes a ton of sense that they would indeed be a big enough of a problem that Naruto would consider it to be an all hands on deck situation for coming up with measures on how to deal with them. However, what if I told you that Orochimaru had been looking into the Otsutsuki clan for a long time before Naruto ever asked him to do so, and the information that we learn Orochimaru has uncovered should make you look at one of the Otsutsuki clan members in particular in a much better light than you should already view them? Well, in today's video, we're going to be looking at the information regarding the Otsutsuki clan that Orochimaru has found that is relevant in the Boruto era. The information is given to us in the Naruto story, Naruto Retsuden, the 7th Hokage, and the Spiral of Destiny, set between the events of the Mujina Bandits arc and the Vessel arc of Boruto, where Naruto has been dealing with the same chakra illness that left Hagoromo, the Sage of Six Paths, terminally ill, which came as a result of spending decades with the chakra of the 9 Biju inside of his body, which at this point in the timeline for Naruto, it's been 16 years since he got the chakra of the 9 Biju in the war. In the scene I'm gonna take a look at with you guys, Naruto has just finished speaking with Amano and Shikamaru about the polar particle that will be needed to cure Naruto if applied properly, and Shikamaru has given Naruto the preliminary results that Sakura has found for Naruto's illness, telling Naruto that he's got a silent killer since he doesn't feel any pains in his chest that mirror that of a heart attack, and that it's not a good thing because it means the Biju chakra inside of him is silently killing him, and that they need to place their hopes into the polar particle left behind by Hagoromo, and that at this point Naruto is forbidden from using any type of ninjutsu, otherwise Sakura says it could potentially kill him. It's then while Naruto is speaking with Amano inside of his office that Orochimaru pops up in the Hokage office undetected in the most Orochimaru way possible, creeping Naruto out by licking his tongue across parts of the desk and the ninja tech goggles that Orochimaru gave to Naruto, and Naruto in this moment realizes that for as creepy as he previously believed Orochimaru to be, he hasn't seen anything yet. Orochimaru then proceeds to speak to Naruto about his travels to the land of Radaku, where Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura are currently at, and we learned something that Sasuke discovered during the events of Sasuke Retsuden, which was never shown to you in the anime version of that story, which is that Orochimaru had gone to Radaku a long time ago after he was fleeing Konoha during the era of the 3rd Hokage, and it was because of his quest to learn more about all things jutsu in the world and the Rinnegan and the Sage of Six Paths that Orochimaru wound up in this faraway land, which takes 30 days to travel since it's on another continent. We learn Orochimaru was looking into the last days of the Sage of Six Paths, trying to discern the difference between actual verifiable facts and the legends that nobody had any proof of them when it came to Hagoromo, and that's where we learn about a technique that the Otsutsuki clan possesses, in particular one that Orochimaru learned that Hagoromo used for the betterment of humans, but a look at the application shows that it is deeply rooted in the Otsutsuki clan's belief in transferring power amongst others. So with the scene and the context being set, is here we're going to begin reading the passage from the novel, then I'm going to come back to you guys my thoughts, and it's here I quote, "There's a country to the west of the land of fire on another continent. It's called Radaku," Naruto told Amano as she set down the folder. Radaku, amusing name. The number of participants in the conversation suddenly increased by 1. Looking back, Orochimaru was standing there, and Naruto wondered when he entered the room. Orochimaru stretched out his long tongue across the Hokage desk and picked up the binder that had been set down by Amano. "This is my equipment, right? Could you please take care of it?" Orochimaru said. "Ah, have you been to Radaku, Orochimaru?" Naruto asked. Orochimaru nodded while looking through the binder. "I heard a rumor of a forbidden jutsu similar to Edo Tensei was passed down there, so I went to investigate. That was a long time ago. The goggles you're wearing were made by applying the technology I found in that country," Orochimaru said. The tip of Orochimaru's tongue stretched around the goggles. Seeing Naruto squirm made Orochimaru raise the edge of his mouth. I got the idea from a technique written in one of the books there, where a person transplanted the ability of another person's eye. There was a folklore of the Sage of Six Paths and his friend Jean Mar Tatar. This technique, the Sage of Six Paths used it for blind people to gain eyesight by using artificial eyes as a medium. I couldn't find everything, but I took the writings of the folklore and applied it to these goggles and used your wife's Byakugan. It's still a prototype, but I hoped it'd be useful given your condition, child, Orochimaru said as he looked at Naruto. It's difficult, even for me, to come up with new technology. You just have to try and learn from your mistakes. Edo Tensei was born that way too. Tobirama created, Kabuto and I perfected it, but there were folklores of it being used before, Orochimaru said, smiling happily for some reason as he glared at Naruto. End quote. So first and foremost, this should be a sign of how badly off Naruto actually is, because he couldn't even sense Orochimaru's presence during that moment, and the fact that Orochimaru made it this deep within Konoha into the Hokage office without Yamato even realizing it, it just shows you how much Orochimaru is actually playing nice right now. He's allowing himself to be kept under surveillance. If he wanted to, he could be gone in a heartbeat. You have to think that he's taking some pleasure out of seeing Naruto helpless here, but on another note, it also shows a few things. People have wondered what Zanzaro meant in the anime of the Sasuke Retsutin story where he brought up his eye, and why Sasuke and Sakura are so troubled by it when they learned that Genjutsu didn't work on Zanzaro. Orochimaru isn't the only one familiar with the Sage of Six Paths folklore, hence Zanzaro has an artificial eye, and Zanzaro just happened to have access to all the books that Orochimaru didn't have time to go through when he was hiding out in Rendaku. That's why when I reviewed the anime and I reviewed the manga, I said there's a lot of stuff being cut out that you guys are not made aware of because the anime in particular rushed through the story and cut out chunks. I do find it interesting that when we look back at what Orochimaru found, we see Hagoromo did indeed follow those Otsutsuki clan's laws to transfer power, but he continued doing it his way. First, he taught people how to use chakra. Then he found those who were blind and he used chakra and his own methods to give them artificial eyes and used chakra to help the blind see again. Even when terminally ill, the Sage of Six Paths continued to look for ways to help others. It also makes you look back at all the things that the Uchiha clan did, like swapping eyes of a close relative to gain Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, assuming those two relatives had the Mangekyo Sharingan to begin with, or what the descendants of Hamaru Otsutsuki had at their disposal to get the Tenseigan, which is to transplant the Byakugan of a young Hyuga into their eyes to awaken the Tenseigan. There were signs before this that there was more to swapping eyes to gain new power and that it ran deeper. Now we know that this is indeed something that can be traced back to the Otsutsuki clan itself. I find it interesting that Orochimaru in a way is using the methods that Hagoromo had at his disposal for the way that it's intended, not in a perverted way like you would expect Orochimaru days past to actually do. Orochimaru is using Hinata's chakra to transplant the powers of her Byakugan into Naruto and testing out the effects. But there are problems to doing this. Even using Orochimaru's vast knowledge of chakra and having two willing participants in Naruto and Hinata, they still haven't gotten it to 100% down pat, which makes you look at just how far ahead of the times Hagoromo truly was. Anyways, how do you guys feel about this story about Hagoromo? What does it say that 1,000 years later, people still haven't caught up to him in terms of his skill? Why do you think that over? Click here to watch these other Naruto Retsutin videos that you see on the screen right now.